G'day mates, Homeslice here, and welcome back to the Council. We're up to part 7 now, and we've just finished the first episode of the game itself, and we're into the second episode now. I wanted to start it on the menu here just in case I clicked play and then we'd instantly get into the game and miss a cutscene or something, but looking on the menu here, it looks like Elizabeth Adams is inside that pentagram we saw in her room, so won't delay any longer and let's just get straight back into it.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet. Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
And as I thought, super fast loading screen, but damn it. Oh, God, that was a lot of dialogue there, them talking about all that different stuff. At least I get to put my stuff on here, so definitely put that one on, because that gives me a lot of bonus stats. That's manipulation, politics, psychology, logic, etiquette. I think I'm gonna, if we're going to be trying to talk our way out of us being framed, because I assume we're being framed here, I think it'd be close between psychology and logic, and probably logic and psychology. No, because using psychology, that'd probably be classed as tricking them or something. I think logic would be number 1, so I'll put 1 in that. Manipulation, politics. Oh, I'm not sure about these. This is tough. How do my things look? So now if I take that logic one off, so that's level 1, I put it on, and it's still only level 1. What's my sock? Oh, that's actually really far off, actually. So manipulation, politics, psychology. Where's manipulation? It's this one, so that won't do anything for us. Shit, I don't actually have anything that's close to being leveled up here, so I guess I'm just going to go for logic and politics. Oh, wait, what's my etiquette and politics? So my politics is that one. Where's etiquette though? They're the same. I'll just go for etiquette. Hopefully it doesn't matter too much. I hope all of my effort points have went back to full after this. I assume we're going to be getting interrogated or something. Yeah, Lord Mortimer's office. What is going on here? This is so crazy. He's got more statues. Another white
At
palace.
last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
What do you mean, a link with my mother? We were just arrested for murder, and now he's asking about the disappearance of mother again. Isn't he going to question me about this murder? I assume I didn't do it. Like, I don't know for sure. Like I said in the last one, I think maybe if he like went around sleepwalking or something like that with his visions, maybe that could do something. But yeah, let's just ask.
What are you getting at? What act of violence?
We found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. She was brutally murdered, stabbed several times. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
I was going to bed. Well, I want to be like honest with him, so I'd probably go for this one anyway. But man, that's diversions. Like, what are these guys saying? It's like, it's a bloody talking bird, like a parrot or something. But yeah, we were with the Duchess.
Duchess Hillsborough and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me. She said she feared for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
About her childhood with my mother. She thought she'd seen my mother. Yeah, she did.
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information.
Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed.
What does he intend to
I
do?
understand. What do you intend to do?
I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer.
Yeah.
I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Wow, I really didn't expect this. I thought he'd just like lock us up and, without any evidence that we did it, but it actually seems pretty reasonable. But yeah, any suspects other than me, of course.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi, so I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Okay, what about details?
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Okay, I'll do that right now, actually. I feel like something that's going to happen is that big French dude that was like arguing with or like threatening Elizabeth, the game will try and make it out that it was him who did it because it seems like so obvious because he had the big argument and all that. But God, I really hope it doesn't do that because it'd be like a cop out. But then it'll be like, oh, that's a twist. It was actually someone else. I really hope it doesn't do that, but that's going to be my prediction, at least for now. Maybe it'll change once we get to the room, but yeah, let's go there now.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, You've got permission to search through the guests' rooms.
Oh,
They've all been notified and they agree.
good. Wow, there's probably... God, there will be a lot of looking around to do then. Hopefully there's some elixirs here, because I need some effort points and all that stuff. Yeah, we'll just take a book, his book right in front of him, no worries. Why did these servants have black masks and black suits? Why are these ones different?
The nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
They look cool. I guess they're like elite servants or something. I don't know. For Mortimer. That's a pretty cool looking painting. Maybe it's a... There's a lot of tiny little people down there. Maybe it's like Kronos or something. From the old Greek stuff. The Greek Titan. Who knows? But is that Pyagi? Right?
Devil's Thorn.
Yeah, it is. Well, before we talk to him, I want to look around for some more stuff. Man, I really want to get my bloody points back up. Oh, we gonna sit? Oh, it's a coin. Okay.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Don't know what that means. Let's unlock this. Or maybe there's a key first, actually. That's golden elixir. Man, there's plenty of golden elixirs, but not so many royal jellies. I guess I did consume a few when talking to the Duchess, but yeah, can we... Oh,
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Oh. Change first letter. Oh, shit. Second letter. Was there an S? God, I have no idea. Ooh. Yeah, no clue what combination of letters I could come up with here to reveal a word. I was going to try and get care, but no. Oh, god damn it. I just like want to... Oh, whoops. I want to figure this one out now.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
C-E... No, that can't be it. S is probably what it'll stay as, right? Oh, man. Yeah, probably be... Wait, case. C-A-S-E? Move away? No? Damn it.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Far out. Wait, Zeus. Z-E... I know he likes his Greek stuff. I just randomly thought of that. Wow, okay. I'm so glad I actually got that there. He loves his Greek stuff, Lord Mortimer. And, you know, I loved that sort of stuff in my childhood, playing God of War 1 and 2, and, you know, getting interest in it from that, and then just, like, looking it up myself. But yeah, let's talk to Pyagi here, see what he has to say.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Yeah.
But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
And as I thought, straight away they're talking about him being a suspect. I mean, he said Napoleon too, but I have a feeling that they'll try and frame. Wow, is this like the hole that Leonidas kicked the Persian messenger into or something? Okay. Oh, love the super fast loading screens. Don't need to edit them out. Very nice and quick. But yeah. Oh, this one's blocked. I thought we could search all the room. Maybe that's not a guest room. So who's this?
Monsieur Johann von Wollner.
Wait, this is blocked. He just... Oh, maybe I need to go to her room first. That'd make sense, I guess. So, let's start running. Start running there. See if we can... Oh, here he is here anyway. So, who was this one? Don't know. Let's talk to him first.
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Vollner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Ah, insinuate that he looks dodgy. Speak about Elizabeth's death. What is he doing in the corridor? Don't tell him anything for the time being. Well, he sort of just like stumbled a bit with his words, so I'll go for this one.
I'd have thought this is not really the shortest way to get to your suite.
Yes, I wasn't really looking where I was going. I shall leave you now, sir.
Okay.
Return to my room.
Oh, really? Okay, so straight away, like, that's put him just up the top of my list. Might be a early jump up. God, now I can't speak like him. Might be jumping up with conclusions too early, but that was pretty dodgy. Like, why? Why was he there? And why couldn't he give us a real reason why he was here? Okay, so this is her room. Maybe he was removing evidence. And then he was just standing in the hallway like, oh, look at me looking at this painting. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so on the menu, she was in the pentagram, but now she's been moved here? What's with that? They didn't even clean up the fucking body. Like savages. Oh, I guess they can't, like, fuck around with... Oh, there's a servant in here watching me. Why? But, yeah, I guess they can't mess with the crime scene before I have a look. So this is grayed out. We've already looked at this, right?
My dear Elizabeth.
Yeah. Okay. Nice looking clock here.
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime.
Yeah, they could have, like, picked it up and hit her with it or something.
Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck.
Oh, we can't.
Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck.
I was going to pick it up, but... Fuck! Why did she have to get murdered? She had, like, the letters with her sister and all that stuff, and clearly had a pretty shitty fucking life. No real chance to live, and now she's just murdered.
A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages.
Oh.
Easy to work out.
Oh, this can't be too important, right? I've got 3 precious effort points. Unless there's some jellies or more Carmelite waters, I don't want to use my points yet. I want to save as many as I can.
August 24th, 1792.
I looked at the end there to see if I'd read that, and I had. So, can we check the doors out here? So, there's something there. I'll probably check that last. We'll probably, like, look out the window when we pick that thing up, but... Is this going to be that big dude's gun? What's he called, like, Jacques?
Pistol?
Pierre?
Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light.
Nothing else? Oh, yeah, have a look at everything.
There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. difficult to know for sure how they got there.
Examine?
A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France.
Yeah, they're going to try and frame one of the French guys, or namely the big guy, but
It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and well, there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. Right. I shall have to find its owner.
yeah, it's gonna be, I think his name's Jacques, so I'll just say that from now on, but yeah, they're gonna try and frame him, I bet.
A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here?
We could, oh, okay, so we couldn't, we've already searched here before and he didn't have to say anything about the pentagram, but now he does? Like, what's up with that?
Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil.
Okay.
Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
What? We've already seen this. We saw it when we searched the room the first time, and when we were with her last night. What's the connections with it? Probably doesn't have any connection to it, right? Like, why is he only just starting to say this?
Vials of laudanum.
You're kidding me. This is the stuff you drink in Amnesia. I'm playing through that right now. God, you're giving me PTSD.
The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
Dunno. Could be. He had, he looked like pretty shocked and stuff when Adams first arrived, so maybe he, like, wanted her dead or something. Like, he seems, like, decent to me, but maybe that could just be a facade and he really did want her dead for whatever reason. I don't know. We'll find out at some stage.
Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear.
For the nobility clothes make the man or the woman. Let's see what it reminds me of. I thought manners make the man. Oh man, I wish these cost 0. I won't look at that for now. So we've got that thing over there, the books here, the stuff near Elizabeth herself, and the servant. Or maybe, do we have something in the corner? No. Okay, so I want to talk to the servant before searching her.
Has Sir finished with this room?
Oh, who made such a mess?
Do you know who could have made such a mess of this room?
Miss Adams, sir. We were given orders to leave the room as it was, so as not to rush her.
Did she have a fight with someone to get the room into this state?
Not that I know of, sir. Miss Adams would sometimes throw a tantrum, during which she would destroy anything that came to hand. Lord Mortimer told us not to enter the room.
Thanks for that information.
You are welcome, sir. Has Sir finished with this room?
No.
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
One thing I don't remember is these symbols on the walls. I don't think they were here last time. But what's this on the wall here? I didn't notice this.
The blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
Or, you know, she could have been shot or stabbed at an angle and it just, like, went up to the wall like that. I guess we'll see when we interact with her here. Yeah, oh, there's the blade there. The handle.
The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
The blade.
The blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh.
Okay. Don't want to use the effort points yet. Oh god.
The girl bled to death.
Yeah. Both her eyes are red now. Only one of them was before.
Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
God, I don't know what to think.
A knocked over bottle of wine.
Smell.
Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting.
Could the smell be that important?
I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Maybe it was poisoned. Yeah, let's cure. And there was one more thing. Just her body, I think. Wonder why she had those tattoos. Maybe they were forced onto her like all the other shit in her childhood. She said, God, her eyes are so messed up. Is he going to say anything, or are we just looking at a dead body for no particular reason? Ah, okay, here we go. We'll just go right to left.
No wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol.
Ah, here we go. Examine the symbol, examine the wrist.
This pinnacle's a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil by surrounding it inside the different circles of the pinnacle.
Fuck, I really don't want to use my effort points. They could be critical.
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax with a lot of blood. On first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
But examine the tattoos.
Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin. Probably during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
What the hell? This is so fucking messed up. What else do we have?
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars.
Please, give me some things with... Yeah, 0 effort points. Okay. Examine the scars, tattoos.
Scarring, ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts.
I reckon she cut herself long time ago.
People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control.
That it? Okay. Oh god, there's a lot here. Let's just go through them all then.
Symbol of the Masons? What's that doing here? She had the Sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her. The symbol of the living God. Written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age. Unless her mother was a tutor.
Yeah.
Ancient Greek. Let's see what it means. These are sacred chants intended to protect their bearer. But from whom? Or from what?
Who knows? The, like, things that were messing her up.
The scars are superficial and were made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life.
Okay. What else? Head.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations.
Oh, God, it's pretty bloody unsettling.
What a strange smell.
Oh, boy. A smell common at the Court of Kings. I know that smell. Okay. Probably the alcohol, right?
She bled from the nose.
Observe the blood, observe the nose. Like, I don't know how these could matter. Like, these little ones here. Like, how... God, I hope I don't regret saying that, but... Because sometimes those small details do add up, but... How could, like, the smell of her mouth do anything? I don't know.
Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs.
Sexual assault, analyze the blood streaks, look at the tattoos.
More tattoos? Similar to those on the rest of her body.
Okay. I'll leave this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to analyze the blade. Yeah, analyze. That's only 2 points.
The handprint on the handle is really small. I can't imagine a man with a hand that size. It must be from a woman's hand.
But what about the footprints being massive? Like... Oh, there's so many different things here that we can look into, but what about these? Maybe this...
Vials of laudanum.
Yeah, I'm going to use the Carmelite water and see what happens here.
Large quantities could knock out a bull. Could Elizabeth have been drugged? If the body wounds are anything to go by, then clearly not. She put up a fierce fight.
God damn it, that was disappointing. That's what I mean, like... How could they indicate anything? But now I'm going to go for the smell part. I think it was on her head. Oh, am I going to have to sit through this, like these panning shots again? Come on. Yep, now he comes and, like, gets on one knee, right? No, okay. Doesn't matter. Let me examine her head again, please. Here.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations.
Please. Okay, nose.
She bled from the nose.
Observe... No, I want the smell.
What a strange smell.
Elizabeth was talking about wine at the dinner table with Sir Holmes, so maybe she could have some part in it. I don't know, like he said about the hand on the knife was like the size of a woman's, but then the footsteps were a size 15. So, but then there was like the stuff from America when we're talking about Washington, so who knows really, but I'm just gonna go for this one.
Her breath smells of alcohol and of laudanum. People use it to relieve pain.
Well, that's it. I've investigated everything that I can with the effort points. Got the books over there and the piece of cloth. Nothing here. Wait. Oh, I shouldn't have done this one. I don't know if there's any...
Clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime.
Was there anything to... No, okay, so there's no effort points regarding that one. But time to leave, I guess. There'll probably be...
Has Sir finished with his room?
Yeah, there'll probably be someone waiting outside to talk.
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Oh. Okay. Maybe I can come back later and get more, like, effort points from somewhere and then analyze some more stuff. Time to start running again. I want to investigate everyone's bloody room. Washington. Okay. Book. Ooh, jelly?
Golden elixir.
Ugh.
I'll keep it for later.
A map of Vermont.
Vermont, eh? Wonder why it'd have a map of Vermont. Maybe it played a big role in the war. Oh, there he is right now. Well, don't want to talk to him just yet. I want some effort point stuff.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend, William.
Okay, well that's the letter regarding the Golden Order in the US.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
Ah. Can't bloody figure it out because I don't have any effort points now. God, go through so many of them. Sad that we didn't get a refresh at the start of the episode. That would have been nice. Oh, yes, okay. Well, use that one straight away. Oh, shaving set.
Portrait of George Washington.
Well, Mortimer probably did it. Well, let's just unlock it. Screw it.
Carmelite water.
Ooh, good.
If you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Good. That's a good one to get. Maybe I can decipher the letter here and then use it in the conversation with George, see what's up.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
The English and the Americans are preparing a peace treaty. It would appear that Emily is in secret discussion with Washington about reopening trade between the United States and England. If such an arrangement came into being, France would suffer dearly.
Okay. Well, that's probably going to suck for us, right?
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
He looks like he's grieving. What is his alibi? Asking about the laudanum. Okay. Hopefully this has something important to reveal.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes. She came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Did he know why? Does he take a lot?
Did she tell you why she was so desperate to get some, Mr. President?
She said she had terrible migraines that wouldn't go away.
More likely for the voices she heard, not the migraines.
Probably.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
Yeah, anything else? Speak to him about the footprint. Do you know if she had enemies? Does he know why she was here? Yeah, I don't think we ever found that out.
Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Let him finish. Why invite her now then? I don't want to use the Carmelite on this. I'll just let him finish.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed.
Do you know if she had enemies?
Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened, and I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks.
What about the footprint?
Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured. It looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue.
Okay. Well, I think we're just about done in here. Pretty sure I've went over everything, so time to leave. We were running this way, I think. Oh, no, this way. Who else do we have to search here? Whose room, I should say. Oh, can't go through that one. Who's this one? Is this ours?
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Oh. Wait, it's blocked. Mortimer said I could search them all. That's ours. I'm gonna check real quick. Oh, no, mine's blocked too. I was gonna say, maybe we can go sleep and get a restoration on the bloody effort points.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
That's blocked too. So much for being able to search them all. Got another coin there. This is the Duchess. Oh, more paintings.
Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice.
Okay.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess.
What else? Another book. This one we
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language and all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Okay, I wonder who said that one. Who knows?
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. P.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
Maybe she was here to talk to Elizabeth, and I wonder if the other E is Elizabeth. I doubt it, but...
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds. Painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting.
Damn it, I want more bloody jelly and Carmelite waters.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Okay, what else do we have? Duchess, you can inform King George of the Holy Father's backing. We shall assist you with the financing The recruitment of regiments of emigrant royalists to fight against France. Your friend, His Eminence Piagi. Okay.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
Interesting.
Queen Charlotte. All the royal family of England is there from what I can tell.
Man, I have 0 points. And my guess is this chest is only going to take 1.
2 coils circle the lock.
Yep, I don't have enough points, and I'm not using a Carmelite water for just 2 points. Ah, well, what about this? Really? I need to use my vigilance to search this thing? Far out. Well, that's it, I believe, apart from talking to her, so let's do it.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Don't you worry, probably not stabbed 9 times. Yeah, she probably just bled to death. It looked pretty painful, but we're gonna go for the psychology because that's her weakness, and it costs 0 points.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Make her speak about the night of the murder. Diversion locked. Fuck. The one thing that I have locked is probably like the most useful, but what was her relationship? Where was she last night? God, we could have found out if we went with her, but no.
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
Okay.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects?
Everyone is.
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least.
Okay, others. The dagger was held by the hand of a woman. Speak to her about her correspondence with Piagi. Speak to her about arrangements with Washington. So reading that letter was useful. Glad for that one.
Tell me, Emily, what's the nature of your relationship with Washington?
Oh, come off it, Louis. You're not going to go into a jealous rage, are you?
No, I can assure you of that. That has nothing to do with it.
I saw Washington's letter. I did.
You're preparing a treaty to break the ties between the United States and France.
Whatever are you talking about, Louis?
I read your correspondences, Emily.
It's not what you think. So don't go thinking there's anything personal in it.
Are you trying to break Franco-American agreements, Emily?
That's the job, Louis. We're all doing everything we can to serve the best interests of our nation. It's got nothing to do with you or us.
But why didn't you tell me about it before?
Would you have told me?
What did she mean, like, and us? Is the game, like, setting up a romance or something? Just like Vampire did, just, like, forced upon you, like... barely even know her, and it's like, oh, romance already. But yeah, what about Pyagi?
I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
The dagger.
We've found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet. Still searching as it happens. That said, since the blade penetrated the body several times, the murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject.
Return. Well, that's it. Can't use this one.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Oh. I thought we were going into a cutscene or something, but no, I was just leaving the conversation. Okay. Well, I don't think we have many rooms left now. I think like 2 or 3 have got Napoleon's. The big dude, I keep forgetting his name. And the German guy, I forgot his name as well. I think it's Johann or something. But this one's went on long enough. So I'll end this one here. And we'll look into all the other suspects in the next episode. Peace in the Middle East, and may all your games be good ones.